Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn Part 7 in this ongoing series. And before we get into the build, I want to take a moment to go through some comments from the first two videos. I know there's been 4 more since then, but this is just kind of the order I record. I recorded the 6 at once, and then now here on the 7th, we're finally getting to comments. If you want to skip past this part, I'll either put a timestamp on screen or in a chapter marker for the video so you can skip to today's build. But I want to jump into the comments. And the first one comes from the General of Skies asking, what is this mod called? I don't know if we can see mods from here. We can't. I'll throw a screenshot up. This is the Greedy Builders mod that allows you to have a visual representation of beavers from both districts, as well as both factions, I should say, as well as getting all the buildings and crops and trees from both factions. Well, not all the buildings, but the best buildings. And so that is what the mod is called. Thank you very much for the question. Probably one that will come up a lot during the series. I did cover it in the first video, but it's definitely worth covering again. Also from the first video in the series, Luke Mendel 8197 said, I would get some Badtide protection built sooner rather than later and begin verticality now because you can. Yeah, we got Badtide knocked out, I think, in episode 2. We built some sluice gates there, and going hand in hand, I'm sure I'm probably going to butcher this name, but I think it's Paulo? I'm not sure. Double sluice gates seem like overkill, probably. But since this wall over here was already going to be that tall, just to make sure that we held the water back, I wanted to make this one just as high, because if I would have put it one lower here, there was the risk we could have had some splashing coming over. Plus, you can see we're kind of right there at the edge. So I think having them doubled up in the end is the best thing. And so those both go with Badtide protection, though we're going to do far more later in the series. This is a temporary measure. There is a lot more coming. Man of Many Eggs 6399, fantastic name, says you like the intro, and several of you have said you're really looking forward to this series, that you think it is, ooh, I just zoomed in, that it's going to be great. Can't wait to see how it develops. From Josh Try Gaming. It's one of those. And several more that we'll probably have up on the screen. But thank you so much. I'm having a lot of fun with this series so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes either. And then we have another one from, I'm just going to go with Polo for now, but I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, and I apologize if I am. Talking about a few different things, but the main part was, do all the beavers eat all the food and get well-being bonuses from it? It looks like that's the case. There's a couple areas like here on mangrove fruits. It seems that not many of the beavers are even getting to them. Maybe that's because they've had other food and this one's a little farther from their house. I don't really know. But you can see here like carrots and kohlrabies, which are exclusive to the 2 different districts. It seems like we've got a pretty good mix. And then, you know, fermented stuff, grilled chestnuts, you know, things that only appear in one district or in one faction type are definitely getting eaten. Corn rations, eggplant, all this stuff down here. Coffee, all of them have taken it in, even though we've got both types of beavers. So I'm pretty sure, as far as the when we get to multiple districts, I kind of like that suggestion of one with just adult beavers, and maybe send everybody over and just have them live in barracks, and have this district here be where the population comes from and then migrates over. So that might be something we investigate. I'm kind of interested to see how that will work. Nurmer. Yeah, Nurmer, probably Nurmer. I mentioned they didn't see the ladder mod. It's usually here at the end. And yeah, I don't know, it's been really weird. It seems to be working now, but in the first several videos I recorded for this series, even though I had the mod installed, it would just kind of disappear. I would have to like disable it and re-enable it to get it to appear, and I would forget to do that between games or between videos. And so for the most part, it just wasn't here, but they're here now. I did get an error at the beginning telling me that I had different versions of the mod installed, but I do have the most up-to-date, so I think we'll be fine. Cell Therapy Cream said, shorten Badtide on normal mode. And I'm guessing that's a Judgmental. I could be mistaken on that. But yeah, you know what? I've never made an apology. Sometimes I play on easy, sometimes I play on normal. I very rarely play on hard. I enjoy the building aspect of it and managing the food and all of that. I don't really like the hardcore survival element to a lot of games where you just kind of feel like the game's just constantly trying to beat up on you. If you're into that, that's great. That's awesome. And there's a lot of people out there who are making videos with, you know, the hard, super extreme challenge. I like taking a more chilled, laid back approach. That's just me. You know, that's what I enjoy doing. And I found that as a content creator, my content's better if I'm enjoying the game than when I'm just frustrated by it, because that frustration comes through in the videos. And I just think it's not as good a content or quality content. So that's why I don't play that way. So my apologies if you find it to be a lacking approach, but that's why I do it. William mentions or asks as a follow-up to another comment, is the rest of the series going to come off members only? No, I do make the videos members first when they come out. Sometimes it's a few days up to a month. Like I said, I had 6 when I first uploaded episode 1. By the end of that week, there were 6 episodes uploaded. So members had an opportunity to watch them first, but they do all eventually become public, typically on a Friday for Timberborn. I do that with all my videos, so just as a way to say thank you to those who have decided to offer a little bit of financial support. You know, most of those members are just $1 only, but hey, that's an extra $1, and I'm not gonna complain about it at all. And I am very appreciative of all my channel members, all my Twitch subscribers, and Patreon supporters that I have. And if you would like to look into any of that, all of that information is down in the description below. But no, I will never ever make members only content where I start a public series and then have the rest go members only. That just feels kind of sleazy to me. There is some supporters only content that you will never see on my channel unless you're a supporter, but it tends to be behind the scenes stuff of outtakes of videos and just different versions, as well as some IRL stuff that only gets shown to supporters. But never will I start a series and then take it from the public. And we have another good content style comment from CTR Concrete Pumping, which I probably spent a few too many minutes watching you pump concrete. I never knew that was such a fascinating video, or fascinating content for videos, but I loved it. But yeah, fantastic content, keep it coming. Absolutely, this series, I love Timberborn. This is my 4th, 5th series now on it. So yeah, we're definitely gonna keep doing Timberborn stuff. Luke Mendel suggests trying to build gravity batteries on top of that cliff. I'm assuming the top of this cliff. I am gonna build gravity batteries. They're probably gonna go more over here-ish somewhere, maybe even over here. And we're going to go super tall. And it's gonna be kind of what connects the 2 districts of power, I think. I'm pretty sure that's where we're gonna go. But first I wanna get to the top with all of this building, so we still have a long way to go before we're there. In power, we're way underpowered. Well, not as bad as we were. I think I added a couple more engines, but we're kind of you know, underpowered, and we're about to go even worse today, I think, maybe, possibly. But yeah, batteries are gonna come into it, but we've got a whole thing we're gonna do with power here in the Helix itself. And then there's a lot here. You might want to pause the video and read all of this, because there's actually some really good tips, especially about get some storage for the building material and building some scaffolding. Yeah, those are excellent tips. My response was I didn't consider this a big project, so I didn't do it. This is kind of small on the scale of projects I usually build, which tells you something about the scale of projects I usually build. So I didn't do the scaffolding. I didn't move dirt over here. I just sat through it for 2 hours. But there are definitely some good tips here, and thank you very much for those. Hopefully they help some other players as well. And that gets us all caught up on comments. So I want to jump into what I have planned for today. By the way, between videos, while I was just waiting on logs and things to restock and get all of our building materials so we can have a good start for today, I did come through and replace a lot where we had platforms with the overhangs. I just think they make better looking bridges. I could have used the suspension bridges, but then I wouldn't have been able to have like intersections like this without having another platform just kind of sticking up. And I think it looks better. Like you look here and that just looks like a pier and you can't really see. But like then here we've got a nice bridge and I just think it looks a lot better. So I've done that. Today I want to do more in the way of bad tide management. We have fresh water coming out here. We have fresh water coming out here, but it currently doesn't make its way into the district, so this might not be a priority. But we also have fresh water back here, and those lead to bad water from bad tides getting all the way into here, and even getting close to our district at times. I believe that, yeah, it could possibly leak down into our district, and if that happens, we're going to contaminate all of our reservoir, and we don't want that. I mean, we've basically got a double-sided reservoir here. It's two separate bodies of water, but we don't want the bad tide getting back here. So we're going to try to mitigate that, and we're going to start right here with probably something that's overkill, but that's just what I do. I do overkill. I'm trying to like look and see if there's not an easy way to get them over there without building just a massive amount. Plus, I want to keep them out of the water should a bad tide begin. So what I think I'll do is try to get them through right here. We can go down that, and then that'll get us right across. Perfect. And this is just going to be... I'm going to say it's a temporary path, but we'll probably wind up using it a lot for several projects. So it'll probably stay in for a while, but this is not something that is going to be permanent. I don't know. It could become permanent depending on whether or not I decide we're going to put a district in on this section as well. I'm thinking about flattening this whole thing out and bringing a district in over there. I just haven't decided if I really want to do it yet. So we need to mark some resources for demolition to get them over here, and then just bring this over a little bit more. We're getting sloppy with the roads. It's fine. They're pathways, they're not roads. And then this is going to get us mostly where we need to go here. Like if I bring this across now, that'll get us over here for the most part. But we're going to need to clear a lot of trees over here. We're going to need access to all three levels. So what I'm going to do is... Ooh, but if I do that... Well, they can't get there anyway. I don't think I really need them to get there where these trees are. So let's put a path here and a path there and then a path there and then bring them over this way somewhere. We'll see how that all shakes out. And then we are going to need to remove a lot of trees, but I don't want to go too heavy because I would like to have some trees here. I like trees. I like the way they look. So I want to like just very carefully remove just a section there. We are going to need to get up here eventually though, because I am going to need to build some things over this. So let's get rid of that. And then come in here and get rid of that. And then all of these are dead trees anyway, so we can just get rid of them. And they're dead because the bad tide came through. So let us get these platforms in and get them to get that dead tree there knocked out. And then we'll start looking at what we're going to do over there with that freshwater source to prevent the bad water from coming all the way back into our district and corrupting one of our reservoirs. And as the beavers rush in to clear out these dead trees, I want to get up here so we can start getting them to clear some of this as well, because we're probably going to blast this first layer completely off and bring it all down to this level. So I think we're going to remove all of those trees. We can get up there just like this with a stair and then a path over. And they should be able to get that built fairly quickly. So I don't think we'll need to do any sort of time lapse on that. That's just getting a couple stairs in and a platform and clearing some trees. And then we'll need to get them on over to this side to do the same, but we'll do one thing at a time here. And they've cleared the trees. I've had them put the dynamite in, so we'll blast that out of here. Lovely. That little bit is now gone. That is not all the demolition we're going to do. Not by a long shot. So I want to bring a path across for now so that they can get over here to clear all of this out as well. This is all got to be cleared in order to do what I hope to accomplish today. So we will get them to clear that, and then we'll pick up from there. So even though it's nighttime, we can go ahead and start laying this out with what I want to do. Ideally, I would like to have this come down a little bit lower, but I can't make it watertight without blasting this even wider than it already is, and I don't want to do that. What I do want to check, though, is there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. What I want to come in here and do is bring in platforms to either side and cap this whole thing off, just for visual sake. That's really the only reason that we have to go a little bit longer here. Ooh, this is gonna need a different solution though, because that's down lower and you can't build on top of that. We're gonna have to come back one. That's fine. We can come back one. Is it? No, it's not that one. Not that one. It's this one. So let's have to do something like that. It won't be perfect, but it'll be perfectly acceptable. What I could do, though, is on these two, just bring the train up right there. And then we'd only have this one sticking out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put in a couple of blocks, and then we can have just the one sticking out. And we're going to do this the whole way down, which I know probably sounds crazy, but I like the idea, so I'm going to run with it. And then I'm also going to make it so it's one straight channel, straight out of here. So we are going to have to do a bit more blasting. We're going to need to bring this down, and then we're going to need to get rid of all of this as well. And then we'll need to build up some on that side. We're going to have to wait to get that done. So that's a little bit for them to get built. What I'd like to do is get a beaver over here because there's something that I want to show you that was in the most recent update. Basically, as they begin building the structure, and this is every structure in the game, it will start with a building progress, kind of like the new Wonders do. Not as detailed. I mean, that's it. That's all we get for the metal platforms, but that's okay because it's kind of cool that it shows what buildings they have and haven't started on. Even dynamite, like they lay the little octagonal or hexagonal base down at the bottom, and it looks pretty cool. So just a nice little visual touch that they've added. You know, definitely doesn't do a huge amount, but I do dig it. I like it a lot. So let's get all of this in place, then we'll get this side cleaned up to how I want it to be. And then we're going to come over here eventually and blast down through here so that when there's a bad tide, we can just have all that bad water just flood down off the map over here. And then we'll build some sluice gates that prevent it from coming out the other side. But that's going to take a minute. So we have the upper portion built, but I've just realized I made a mistake here, and I want to correct that. We don't want to blast this out. That's going to be our edge. We just want to blast out this side. So they'll eventually get that cleaned up, and it's okay that we have a mess there. So that means we want to come across with our sluice gates. Whoops, I'm rotating the screen, not What I mean to be rotating. There we go. We'll do that like that. We'll just put a dirt block right there. And then they will eventually be able to walk across that. And this is ready to be blasted. No, I did want to blast this section out. Okay, I thought I was looking at it wrong. No, I do want to get rid of that. I kind of want to get rid of all that back there and just bring it straight down. So let's change our plans. There we go. So let's get, yeah, let's just get all this all down to one level. Let's just make it happen. And then it'll just be one straight drop down. I think they can get to all of this. Yeah, they can get to all of that. Cool. So we'll get this dynamite placed. We'll blast this out. And then we'll start on the next phase. There we go. They've got all of the dynamite placed. Let's start from back there. And hopefully it'll be done before this guy reaches. It's a race. Who's going to get there first? It's dynamite. Yeah, dynamite's going to blast first. He's going to get close, though. Let's do that weird sound again where it doesn't do the boom. It just does... It's doing both. The boom and the sound of destroying something. So they're going to start to work now on getting a sluice gate system built across, and we want to do close above contamination. We'll do 2%. I think that's safe. Oh, leave it on that. There we go. And then all the adjacent sluices are connected, and that will get them across this way. But then we want to blast a lot back here. Like a lot. Basically, we want a channel that's as wide as this whole thing. So I'm going to bring this in just for now to mark my edge, because that is going to be where that edge is going to go right here. Yeah, because we're going to build this all up. So this is actually going to be our edge. Maybe I should, even though they won't be able to build this yet, maybe we should just go ahead and plan this out. That's probably smart. So we go there, and then here, so that's at the same level. And then we can do sluices. Yeah. On this side, like that. Cool. So yeah, we want to blast all of this back here completely out. So that would bring them across that way. And this would be our edge. So we want to get rid of a lot of trees. And we're going to get rid of some that are even on that edge. I guess it's not as many as I thought. But we'll extend the walkway all the way back to here for now, even though it's not going to be necessary. We're just going to do it anyway. I wonder, since we're going to blast all of this channel out, do these need to come out to here? Or do I need to blast this and bring this even? That's probably what I should do, is blast these two and bring this to be even. I'm debating with myself. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll definitely do that. Nice thing is we can place these on top of paths now, so not a big deal. And then so that they'll be able to get back around to do some work over here, I need to put in some temporary stairs, but I'm going to do it kind of weird. I don't want the metal stairs. We're going to go there because I want them to be able to work here. So we'll have to clear them a path through here, but that's okay. These are all just dead trees. So I don't feel too bad about cutting those down. So, and then the only other thing I want to do is get rid of that, because that's not where it goes. There we go. And I managed to delete my gates. Good job, me. Put those back. And run our path back again. It's going to be a while before they can get there. We're going to wind up with a set of sluices like... We'll probably leave like one corner here of dirt and then run the sluices like here-ish. Yeah, probably. That's what I'm thinking, is that we'll go there. I'm going to mark that just so I remember that that is where I want to go. The rest of this is going to get blasted out. This is currently too far away for the beavers to do anything with, but that won't be the case once they get all of these sluice gates in. So now we've got another big project to work on, and it's going to go a bit slow because they can only work on one little bit at a time. I think what we'll do to remedy that is just temporarily throw in a set of stairs here, and if a bad tide comes, we'll just delete those stairs. And be fine. And all of our dynamite is in, and we do have a bad tide approaching. Sadly, I don't think this is going to be done before the bad tide gets here. It makes me kind of sad. We're going to close these off. I also realized this is kind of pointless. Where would the water go? I don't even think it'll let me build a sluice gate there because it would just be right up against dirt. So, yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm trying to wait until they... get across, but I'm gonna have to wait till nighttime here. It looks like, oh, there was one more there to blast, because every time I want to blast, there's a beaver in the way. I might be able to do it now. Yeah, I can do it now. That'll prevent them from getting across, but that's okay. We might actually get this done before the bad tide. So if we put these in and then set these to close below contamination 2%. These should all now be, did that one at 1%, we'll do 2%, just to make it consistent. It's 2%, 2% closed, and 2% below closed. Awesome. And then they'll be able to walk across. Come on, click that, thank you. They'll be able to walk across right there. They've got 2.3 days to get that built. I think they'll get it done. Right now, it's just letting our water, and you'll be able to see this is where the bad water will go, and that's kind of what I want. We're also going to eventually get some more of these structures in all the way down. Why? I don't know. I just kind of like the industrial look it'll give of like, look, we've conquered nature. And then we're also going to put in the contamination barriers all along through here. It'll take a little while to get it done because they'll have to, you know, work to get that done. But I also want to come in and get rid of all of these dead trees. We're gonna reforest a lot of this. I think it'll make it just look a lot nicer. I don't know how much of this they can reach. What they can't reach, we'll just unmark. But I think they're going to get to quite a bit of this. I'll have to build some stairs on this side. If they even have a way to get down there. I don't think they do. We may have to give them a way up. But yeah, I just want to get some reforestation done. We'll just like temporarily put a forester over here. I don't think there's anything we can do for that section. Okay, look, little beavers. Your priority is this right here. I guess they're probably working on it. It's just because they can only work on one at a time. Maybe that's why they're not here. I could put stairs there and let them go down that way and then just watch my timer on the bad tide. Yeah, let's do that. Let's prioritize those stairs. So they'll work on that and then they'll work on that, hopefully. In fact, let's change our priority here. There we go. That way they work on the stairs. And then we'll be able to get a forester in a couple different places to, like up here I won't have to, and right here I won't have to, but down in this section we'll need a forester just to plant a few trees. And again, it'll just be temporary. Once there's a few trees in, like I'm just gonna plant just a couple in each of these open spots. And then when we unmark them for planting after they've been planted, then the trees will grow back in. We'll need to do like the same thing kind of over here. Though they can't get to that anytime soon. But we'll just make it match what was there, and we'll just throw in just a couple. Like, how far will you be able to reach? You'll be able to reach to there. So that end down there, sadly, is just going to remain dead trees. So we'll just, oops, that's the wrong button. We'll just unmark all of that. There we go, cool. And then we'll just plant a few more. And then they will spread on their own after they're planted, and it'll be fine. I think that will actually not work there, though. I think they will unmark that for planting. So we'll do like there. Or maybe one more. There. Cool, cool, cool. So awesome. They'll now be able to get this done definitely before the bad tide comes. So let's just jump cut to getting this built out. There we go. They've got the last sluice in, so we are covered now for the bad tide. It is all in place, just in time. It starts in the morning. So we get rid of that. And then I want to come through and begin the next phase, and that is unmarking a tree that we just planted because I just realized it's in the way. I want to extend these the rest of the way across. Was it a 4 that we used or a 3? It was a 3. Again, is this necessary? No. I just kind of like the look of it. It's something I was messing around with in a different save, and I don't know. It just kind of gives this really cool. We have conquered nature. We have become masters of our domain type situation. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being silly, but I like it, so we're doing it. This side might be a little trickier to get to because my path is under there. So very carefully going to delete these paths. If I do them all at once, oh, I can do them all at once without deleting the thing above. That's handy. And they should be able to reach all of that. And then we'll also, ooh, hello, that tide. That kind of made me jump. So cool, we get to see this in action. So those gates close, those sluice gates open, and the bad water just floods right off the map. And we shouldn't have any flooding. Like, this should all be high enough because it was high enough for the regular water. And I don't think the bad water comes out any faster. Nope. And then once we get the contamination barriers, I don't know, these trees may not make it through this one. This may get contaminated. Not sure. Though, maybe not. It's hard to say. We'll see what happens. But once we get all those contamination barriers in, all of these trees will be safe. We won't have to worry about them getting contaminated and dying anymore. And we'll just have a nice, lovely area where they can grow and be happy trees. And that makes me happy as well. So cool. This is working exactly as intended. Get rid of those 2 little paths. Yeah, sadly, we are going to lose those 2. But he'll replant them because he's replant dead trees not marked for cutting. We'll do the same for this guy. Just to be sure that those get replanted after the bad tide. I even put in some stairs here so that I can get up here and cut these down because, well, why wouldn't we? I think that's a thing we want to have. So they're just kind of working on all angles right now. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So no need to really time-lapse this because you can kind of see what it's going to be. It's just going to be more covered area. And then we'll work on getting the contamination barriers in. In fact, I can do that back here. And probably most of this. I think that's about 10 that can go away. I'll do 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just to be safe. I don't want to go too far down there. Like, is that saying too far? Yeah, that's saying too far from the district. What if we bring this path on out? Yeah, now it's fine. Cool. They'll be able to work on all of this. And I'll slowly start getting rid of the paths as we can. This side's going to take a little longer. So we've got to get this forester over here. We've got to get them to clear out these trees. So maybe we make that our priority, is getting the trees done. Yeah, I think that needs to be at least on this side, since I don't currently have a way across. And then they'll have to get these out of here so I can get up there to get those out. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So let's get all of these trees done. And I think that'll make me very happy to know that we've done our part in reforesting the area and making it look a little better. And there we go. Everything is complete. All of the irrigation barriers are in, and I went ahead and extended this on down to here. Just thought, why not make it one big continuous thing? Was it necessary to cover it? No. Do I like it? Yes. I don't know why. I just kind of dig the look of it. I kind of wish that we had an option to fill in underneath the metal platforms with like a levee or just a metal block that fills up the whole thing, so we can make it watertight, like, because you can put the impermeable floors on the top, but then you can still have water leak out the sides unless you put then levees or soil onto either side. It'd be kind of cool if we had something we could build under there that would work. But yeah, it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it. Our irrigation barriers or contamination barriers come all the way around. You can see we've already got little baby trees starting to grow in several areas. I even came in and brought a forester over here, even though there weren't trees over on this side. I thought, you know what, why not? And as long as you plant the trees and then once they're planted, unmark them for planting, they will spread. They will germinate to other areas and new saplings will be created. Even cleared this area out while I was waiting on everything, because we had a lot of workers that were just kind of sat on their butts doing nothing. But I'm fairly pleased with this. The only thing that could be more perfect would be a thumbnail of bad water coming through here, since this is for bad water control. But whatever, it looks fine. And if we decide to build over in this area, this could even be a nice like entertainment complex or something like that, or housing, or who knows what. I doubt we'll wind up building this far out, but who knows? We very well might. We very well might. But thank you so much for watching. Keep the comments coming. Appreciate all those that we took a look at earlier today. Please keep the comments coming. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.